welcome our fellow listeners, and you are tuned in to South Coast Radio. Today, we are excited to welcome a talented singer-songwriter who is carving out her space in the local music scene. Originally from Durban and now based in Cape Town, she's been writing songs for as long as she can remember. After studying musical theatre at Lambda Academy and sharpening her skills on stage, she is now stepping confidently into her solo music journey. Her latest release, called Just Friends, tells the relatable story of two friends secretly catching feelings but hiding behind the safe label of just friends. So, Keely Crocker, welcome to South Coast Radio. It's so great to have you with us.
Hello. It's so great to be on the phone with you.
Awesome, and it's really great to have you once again. So, Keely, you've been writing songs from such a young age. Do you remember when you first realized that songwriting was something you wanted to pursue seriously?
Sure. So seriously, I think in high school, I definitely thought after I was writing, I was like, oh, you can actually turn this into a career and you can actually start writing and making it your own.
Yeah.
But when I was little, I didn't think much of it in that sense, but definitely when I got older.
That's awesome. So you studied musical theatre at Lambda Academy. How was that training helped shape you as a performer and as a solo artist?
So I actually answered this question the other day. Someone asked me, in terms of my songwriting. So in theatre, you get you get different things. So you start acting in theatre, and then when you can't act anymore, when you get to the climax of the story, you will then start singing, and then when you can't sing anymore, you just get too passionate about it, you then start dancing. And obviously you can't start dancing in a song, so I like always adding a big belting moment when I do sing, to put into my songs, kind of like a release. So I guess theatre works in that aspect. And then obviously with my acting training and performing training, it helps me with when I perform on stage how to connect more with an audience.
That's awesome stuff, Keely. So let's talk about your new single called Just Friends. What inspired the story behind the song?
So, great question. So basically, I just kind of have this friend that we had this tension and connection, and we just couldn't go further than that, though. It was just right person, wrong time, but the tension was there, and everyone knew that we weren't just friends. We knew that we weren't just friends, but we had to keep the label of just friends.
Okay. So the idea of two people having feelings but hiding behind the phrase just friends is something so many people can relate to. Why do you think that situation is so common?
I think especially in this generation of social media, there's such a big common thing of people always wanting more. People don't want to settle down, so they don't want to take the leap of faith with the person that they actually do like. They think that something better's coming because that's what's been promised to them, and then by the time they realize, oh, I should have done this with my friend, then it's too late.
That's true, Keely. And would you say the song is more tender and hopeful, or more frustrating and complicated?
I think actually a little bit of both. The tenderness comes from that when I describe this person in the beginning of the song, I still describe them with love. I like how much I see in them, how much I love them. But then there's also the frustration aspect of, come on, we aren't just this label. We aren't just this label of just friends. Can you not see that? So I think it's a bit of both.
Okay, so now when you were writing Just Friends, did the lyrics or melody come first?
So whenever I write songs, I actually always start with melody. I always just get like a melody stuck in my head, and then I love putting lyrics to it.
Yeah.
But when I wrote and when I wrote the song, I actually did it with a producer, and we did it in the moment. I came with a chorus, didn't have the rest of the song written, so we were writing as we were going.
Okay.
And the melody was coming as he was like putting beats down, and I said, oh, I'm feeling this melody, and then I was playing around with it, and then the kind of lyrics just slotted into the melody so super easy.
Wow. That's awesome stuff, Keely. So how would you describe your sound to someone hearing you for the first time?
Well, I'd say all my songs that are out at the moment, every single one of them is different. I'm experimenting with different sounds at the moment, different genres. But I'd say in every song that you listen to, there's definitely a story there that maybe you could relate to. There's definitely something that maybe someone has gone through in your life, or you're going through in your life, that you could relate to.
Awesome stuff, Keely. So now that you're branching into your solo career, what are your hopes and goals for this next chapter?
Well, I actually told myself at the start of 2026 to manifest and dream big. Dream big, because you never know what can happen. So I'm no longer saying if, I'm saying when. So when is when I play festivals and when I hit 1 million streams, and it's just onwards and upwards, you know?
Yeah. That's great stuff, Keely. And for anyone currently stuck in that just friends situation, what would you say to them?
I'd say just bite the bullet and try. Just try the relationship.
That's great stuff, Keely Crocker. Just one more question before we go out of the bag. Just for the listeners, where can they find your music and follow you online?
So I'm on Instagram, it's keely.crockerx, and then I'm also Keely Crocker on TikTok and YouTube, and on all streaming platforms it's Keely Crocker. That's KeelyCrocker.
Awesome. Thank you, Keely, so much for joining us and sharing the heart behind Just Friends. And to the listeners, you can stream the single now on all major digital platforms, as Keely Crocker has mentioned. So if you've ever been caught between friendship and something more, this one's definitely for you. And once again, we had Keely Crocker with us on South Coast Radio. We can't wait to see where her solo journey takes her next. But in the meantime, stay tuned, guys, as we're about to listen to the song live right now on South Coast Radio, the song called Just Friends by Keely Crocker. Stay tuned and enjoy.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
This is South Coast Radio.